Welcome back, everybody, to El Shaddai Ascension of the Metatron.
Danger here. There is no time to stop.
Actually, contrary to Gabriel's words, there is exactly time to stop. You should pause on every block ever so slightly. Now this side path here... well... who's ready for one last delve into the darkness? Now this one is amazingly difficult. Not only are Ishtar's bones way near the end, but the distance is so vast that you have a hard time pinpointing them in relation to your starting point. In addition to that, the bones are actually on a platform that's kind of difficult to reach if you don't approach it exactly right. So this particular darkness can take you a long time. The trick to it is to get to this platform right here, and then to take a leap of faith straight off the edge.
Take that, and something good might happen.
Take me out of here. And our reward for tracking down all of Ishtar's bones is a special outfit. I won't be showing off that for a little while. But trust me, it is definitely something else. We just missed our ride out of here. Now right here, the two paths sort of converge, and you have to make sure to stay on your own trio of blocks. If you switch off to the other one, you're going to have to repeat the entire circuit.
Climb up.
Certainly seem to be throwing a lot of healing at us. It's almost as if... Ah, that looks promising.
Someone's there. Hurry, Enoch. What took you so long? Enoch. Hurry. Go inside.
Your fanaticism blinds you.
So now it's time to settle it once and for all with Ezekiel.
Allow me to help.
That right there is her trickiest attack to deal with. It's hard to tell exactly when she's coming down, so it's equally hard to tell exactly when you need to jump to get out of the way. And similar to Azazel's bugs, the lightning attack doesn't actually hurt you, and more that it stuns you so that she can get an attack in. Thank goodness for regenerating health, right? Now, unlike her compatriots, Ezekiel doesn't really change all that much once her halo comes out. So far as I can tell, she doesn't really gain any new attacks, and her existing ones don't really upgrade noticeably. She does start doing this, though. But that's really only dangerous if you're being overly aggressive.
Imagine. A human. Allow me to change outfits.
What, you didn't think we were going to be done with her without having to deal with some kind of crazy monster form, did you?
You're stronger than before!
Now, in keeping with her being the angel who taught man meteorology, her attacks are all sort of elemental and weather-based. She's also, at least to me, the most difficult out of all of the nether forms to deal with.
And if this keeps happening,
her attacks are by far the most complicated and the most varied.
you're stronger than before!
Now this thing right here has a rather interesting quirk to it. The lower body is vulnerable to attacks and does take damage. The upper body will just sort of fly around in an orbit, and if you enter its shadow, it'll smash into the ground and then swing around like that to hit you. A rather interesting quirk of the head's AI, though, is that if you manage to push the base all the way back into the ring of lightning like I did there,
Well, since when did you get so bold?
the head will completely lose track of the base and fly around wildly and leave you alone. Anyways, now that we're a third through her, she gains this fireball attack. It can be rather difficult to deal with it because it stuns you heavily, it comes outward, and most importantly it happens right on her, so while you're trying to attack her, you can get hit. Thank goodness for overboost, though.
What is wrong with our evolution?
Also, a little interesting thing about overboosting that I just noticed is that your healing is super accelerated while you're doing the super attack. Now, one last thing about this mode is that the base is constantly trying to move back into the center of the ring. And sometimes you just straight up can't push it, no matter how many times you hit it. Now, its sweeping attack will straight up bust through your guard, so if she comes down, just get well out of the way.
What is wrong with our evolution?
Now, this mode of attack is especially tricky to actually deal damage to her with, because in addition to the ice surrounding her, she's constantly blowing a gale of wind outward. So unless you're attacking her while stationary on the ground, you'll get blown away and it'll be hard to hit her. But of course, standing in front of her and attacking is a bad idea because of that sweeping attack.
It'll never end if this keeps happening.
Best way to deal with it is just to wait for this to happen again. But if you want to play aggressive, stay in the air.
More than you ever can.
More what?
I will dispose of all who threaten our world.
So now we've got the crazy mutant elephant warthog slug thing down into the red. Her attacks all hit slightly harder and will change up more often, but she doesn't really gain anything new. Except for that. The outer ring will shoot spheres of electricity at us, and that can be really dangerous if they're coming off screen and you just straight up don't see it.
More than you ever can.
However, they immediately dispel upon it entering this mode, so once again, just waiting for this to occur is a good way to make sure you get a full round of damage in, without taking a whole bunch of hits.
Fanaticism blinds you. More than you ever can.
So interestingly enough, the base can actually die independent of the head. At this point, Ezekiel will no longer attack you and will instead fly around laughing.
Imagine.
We have to hit her once to kill her. So let's just add a little bit of insult to injury and kill her with what she's strong against.
I'm fading. My children. My beloved children.
I see you purified Ezekiel. Now all that's left is the leader, Semyaza. Bind him and put an end to this abominable tower. That way humanity would be free of this corrupt evolution, and the flood would be averted. Good luck, Enoch. The fate of the world is in your hands.